Sunday afternoon, I'm relaxing with my family, and I get a text from a friend with a link to a video in it. And it's a video of my good old friend Hassan Piker claiming that my wife Hila would be a valid military target. Let's take a look.
DFLP, PFLP, or even former Fatah militants. Okay? It is perfectly legal, perfectly valid, and perfectly moral. Okay? 100%. This is not like this is not a gray area. This is black and white. Okay? It doesn't get more black and white than this. Israel is in the wrong. Israel is actually engaging in an apartheid, which is a crime in and of itself. Israel's doing a genocide in Gaza and an apartheid in the West Bank. 2 crimes in and of itself. And every type of armed resistance against both the settlers and also the Israeli occupying force in the West Bank. Doesn't matter if it's your favorite podcasters like Wife that participate in these raids. Doesn't matter if they're...
So Hassan has been trying to claim that he meant only people during the raid would be legit to exact violence on it.
In the West Bank.
But even if it's true that that's what he meant,
it's also something that supposedly Ethan Klein himself believes. So I'm confused.
The West Bank settlement's an abomination. Settlers in the West Bank are religious zealots. They're monsters. They're genocidal. I've even said the West Bank settlers are valid military targets. When you talk about like colonial settlers and stuff, like that's what's actually happening in the West Bank right now. And these people are more or less valid military targets, in my opinion.
why is he making it sound like she escaped justice? Wouldn't that justify a form of justice catching up to her? Right? It's something she has coming, right?
You currently think she's a valid target? No, of course not. That's idiotic.
Why even include a specific person?
In the West Bank. Doesn't matter if it's your favorite podcasters like Wife that participate in these raids.
Who hasn't served in the military in 20 years. Why does he mix up past and present tense while he's discussing this?
In the West Bank. Doesn't matter if it's your favorite podcasters like Wife that participate in these raids. The violence that the Palestinians engage in an act of resistance against this illegal occupying force is literally legal, definitionally legal. Okay? It's just the truth. Straight up. It doesn't matter that they look to be in garb that makes you think that they're in the right. Okay?
You know, is this a responsible use of his words and his platform? Don't you think that even if what you're saying is true and you meant only people on that raid would deserve violence?
You currently think she's a valid target? No, of course not. That's idiotic.
That invoking a specific person
in the West Bank, doesn't matter if it's your favorite podcasters like Wife that participate in these raids,
is really appropriate and true. And doesn't that have the risk for provoking the craziest people in your audience to think that maybe it would be a good idea to kill my wife?
You currently think she's a valid target? No, of course not.
Right? Like, what are we talking about, dude? And also, Hila was a secretary, okay? Him and all of his friends here, they're trying to invoke the image that Hila was somehow some commando that was constantly going into raids and kidnapping people in their sleep.
So my officers and like the soldiers in that brigade, they would go every night on a raid,
right,
in Armada to arrest terrorists. You're driving in this like Jeep that's bulletproof.
Right.
So I was in the Jeep.
Mm-hmm. Armored Jeep.
Mm-hmm. I walked with them to one house.
Okay.
I did get out of the car once, but surrounded with them. So.
Okay. Did they arrest anyone that night?
They did.
Did they bring it in the same car with you?
No.
Oh,
different car. There's a few cars going.
Damn.
Just you see people in the house, and then it's like the soldiers just walk into the house and look through their shit and find guns, and the whole thing is really surreal.
Does it feel like a normal neighborhood? Or does it feel like, oh, this is scary?
No, it actually looked like a nice city.
That's strange. Yeah, I mean, from their perspective, well, it's so complicated.
Yeah.
from their perspective, it's like, fuck these guys.
She was not in a combat role. She was a secretary. She never fired a bullet outside of basic training, okay? And Hila's what these people always dream about. She's an Israeli Jew that left Israel. She's an American citizen of 15 years now, a mother of 3. This is the idea of the perfect Israeli, one that leaves. Despite all that, Hassan is suggesting that it would be a moral victory for someone to murder her.
You currently think she's a valid target? No, of course not.
This is actually the 4th or 5th time someone has directly called for violence against me or Hila on Twitch since October 7th.
Because we've been swatted several times, so I don't know if this was from a different incident or if they were working together.
Yeah.
But get a load of this guy. Okay, bro, this guy, I don't want to have anything to do with, this guy has Charles Manson face.
And so far, none of these people have been punished for making these threats. And I don't expect Hassan to meet any repercussions for this either. Right? And Hassan himself has a troubling history of calling for political violence. Here is the infamous tweet he made to Tom Cotton, a sitting congressperson. And no matter what you think about Tom Cotton, what Hassan tweeted is fucking mad. This is the gun that a vigilante used to assassinate Shinzo Abe, former prime minister of Japan. This is the schematics, the exact gun he used to assassinate this guy. So, I mean, he is directly suggesting that somebody make this gun and start killing politicians. There's no other way to interpret this. But nothing seemed to really happen from that. This is his most recent one where he's saying somebody should kill Rick Scott.
There's about $50 billion estimated that are lost every year in Medicaid, just in fraud alone. No.
If you cared about Medicare fraud or Medicaid fraud, you would kill Rick Scott, okay? You wouldn't make Rick Scott, former governor of Florida, Rick Scott, you wouldn't make him a prominent part of the Republican Party.
This is once again Hassan referring to a sitting congressperson looking straight into the camera and saying, of course, he'll explain it as Rick Scott committed some Medicare fraud and yada, yada, yada. But again, he has a massive platform and a responsibility to choose his words carefully. He can't be doing this and then also claim that he's against political violence.
NRA meeting that's today in Texas. Someone should bomb that building.
It's just not what he's exhibiting. And once again, there was a recent example of him sitting next to the great Taylor Lorenz, laughing about how an official was forced to resign after receiving death threats. He's applauding it. Go ahead.
874 Bellevue Drive, and I'm gonna kill you with my AR-15. Like that's the type of messages they were leaving in this dude's office, and he's resigning. Like he's literally, this is his last term. So I think that people are a lot more radical
Death
now.
threats.
This is an unprecedented time to really get others on board, to explain to them that it's not your neighbors, it's not like a Guatemalan migrant that is responsible for all the shit that you're going through on a daily basis, not a trans person. I think this is a unique opportunity to get even Deborah's and Pardos on board with that, like White Wymons. And you actually wrote about this, and it was a great video where you talked about, someone has to do it. See, when I say that, everyone knows exactly what I mean. That which is, I think that shows that there's a lot of anger, a lot of resentment, and untapped potential, untapped revolutionary potential, as a matter of fact. And it's a great opportunity for organizing, I think, in these unprecedentedly horrible times.
So when he says someone has to do it, he's referring, of course, to the act of assassinating the president. Now, I hate Trump as much as any other lib, but I do not want anybody to kill the president. I don't think that would help. I think that would probably not help. But that's the point. That's what he doesn't want it to help. He wants to collapse society, frankly, so he can, usher in this revolutionary period.
There frankly are a lot of Palestinians, right? And once the Palestinians outnumber the Jews, basically anything is fair game for the Jews. Anything.
The fucking Arabs. Do you guys know what stochastic terrorism is? You hear this term thrown around a lot, but let me define it for you. Stochastic terrorism refers to the public use of inciting rhetoric, often vague or coded, by an influential figure to provoke violence from a predisposed individual or group, with the perpetrator able to plausibly deny responsibility for the resulting violence. It is a form of political violence where the instigator's actions are not a direct call to violence, but rather a calculated use of language that is statistically likely to incite violence in a suspected individual. This is, when I read this, it kind of blew my mind, because this describes to a exact T the kind of language, the pattern of language we're seeing Hassan deploying. This is it, you know. In his own words, by the way, and very ironically, Hassan said this to me when I was on his podcast.
I think he is a narcissist. I mean, when you watch that video, the narcissism rage at CoffeeZilla was insane, because his video was
I mean, it's posturing now. If you're going to court,
no, he was so wrong about everything.
Yeah, but listen, if we've learned anything about the court of public opinion, it is deny, deny, deny. If you let on any kind of, I should apologize for this, then the mob, then the horde has something to latch their teeth into. If you go with the Donald Trump school of medicine, no, you're simply wrong. What do you think you see in court? People go, oh, there might be something to that.
Yeah, you deny, you deflect, and then you counterattack the person who launched this investigation on you, and you try to claim that there's a hidden bias there. And most lizard brain dipshits who love you unconditionally will go, oh, finally I have an out to defend this person, right?
Now, even when he told me that, I was thinking in my head, you've thought a lot about this. I haven't thought about it that deep.
But I'm a comedian, right? And I'm a comedian.
And if you go back, though, every time Hassan is accused of something, this is exactly what he does. This is his playbook. Never apologize. Always double down.
And the Chestnut song was just the moment. It really was the moment.
Sorry, Jimmy. This is why I didn't want. I was protecting. I was protecting you. Yeah. Always accuse your accusers of being hallucinating, crazy, etc.
Hassan Piker is in full psychosis. Hassan Piker is in a full state of early onset dementia.
Hassan Piker has erectile dysfunction.
Oh, that's good.
This is exactly his playbook. Since Hassan and many of his friends have employed this violent rhetoric against me and my family, me and Hila rarely leave our houses or make public appearances because of the constant and overwhelming sense of danger. The last 2 years, we've spent more time inside than ever before.
I mean, well, frankly, look, I don't leave the house. You don't have to go in the sun out here.
That's
true. You know what I mean?
Yeah. These are so white. That's not going to stay white.
Not in Uganda.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know.
They're just outside. They're outside and shit. I don't leave the house. I think in Uganda, they're outside more.
Yeah, but you even said, I watched your guys' How We Met story, and you said you never went out or anything. So how are you going to get into anything crazy?
We've gotten into some crazy shit. Nothing like that, though.
Ethan doesn't even like to leave the house, so.
Yeah,
really?
Yeah.
They're going to catch me, peeping something. What would they catch me doing?
You actually don't do anything.
Thank you. I don't leave the house, pussies. Nice try.
Yeah, there's a lot of people.
Love that. Love all you guys, man. I don't really leave the house that much, so I don't get as much as that in real life interaction.
Yeah.
It's nice to hear that they're out there. There's no babysitter tonight. If I get sick, also lazy. I don't leave the house usually. At least you can take your man skiing. Good luck getting me out of the house.
And we stopped doing our biannual live shows, right, for over a year because of the fear of violence being enacted not just on us, but on our fans and our crew.
And the recent live show that we had in the back room.
Wait, what?
Yeah, this is what I was about to bring up.
Wait, did I know about this?
Yeah.
I don't even know what
One
you guys
of
are
our
talking
production
about.
assistant was hanging in the back room, and you kept like saying, "Oh, you're so beautiful," and like kind of like
Whispering stuff, putting your arms around her, touching
God,
her.
I didn't know about that.
Me?
Yes, you.
Who was the girl?
I'm not going to say who it is out loud.
I don't even
because
remember.
I don't want to identify
I know her. She's
part
very,
of.
She's very trustworthy.
She's very trustworthy, and you know who was
I didn't
there
know he
and
did
witnessed
that.
it is my girlfriend who
Ali
watched
was
it.
there, so we have.
Oh,
So
she was
Dan, you know
there.
my problem is I love people and I'm friendly and I hug guys and girls when
But
I
asked you
do
in the beginning, are you a kid or are you a
touring
grown-up?
stuff and
Am I
I'm not
talking
hitting.
to a 5-year-old or a grown-up? I'm talking to a married man, right?
You're talking to
Yeah, and I'm
He's-
married
he's
and I'm
there.
loyal to my
Appropriate
wife.
way? You think your wife would be happy to hear that?
Facts. This is
Oh
a
my
jury.
God, you guys.
I shouldn't have come on.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, for
Why did
your
you
own
show
sake.
up?
Well, hold on, Jimmy.
Exactly.
Well, hold on.
I shouldn't have come on.
Yeah.
I made a mistake, Dan. You were right. I'm gonna apologize to you guys that came on because you know what? I came on.
Do you want
You
to
should
hold on?
talk to
Let's
the
clear it
mic
up.
if you
Let's
want
clear it up.
people to hear.
What did Ali tell you, Dan? Because this is kind of I didn't internalize this.
I came. I really am because I didn't come for this.
No, I know you didn't come for this.
I didn't
But
come
you
for
can
this.
come
Poor
for a
you.
fluff piece.
Well, hold on. No,
I'm
hold
sure
on.
the women
Hold
didn't come
Jimmy,
for that
Jimmy,
either,
You're here.
right?
You're
Exactly.
here. You're here. Jimmy, here, sit. Dan, what did Ali say? What
Said
happened?
exactly what Hila just said, is that in the back room, you were hanging out, and this person who is a key part of the production, the live production, and who is very trustworthy.
We all know and trust.
Yes, that you were whispering sweet nothings to her, telling her she was the most beautiful girl you'd ever seen. Unbelievable. I can't believe how hot and how good it is to see her again. Because you had seen her at the previous one because she does all the live shows.
Sometimes?
Friendly and nice.
Okay,
That
well,
is
if you're gonna
beyond
talk into the
friendly,
mic, they can't
buddy.
hear you.
That's not friendly.
Hold on. Do you talk?
Guys, I'll leave you on this note. I'm
Do you
going to go.
usually say that to women?
I am overtly friendly to people. I hug guys,
Do you
and
say
I don't
you call dudes sexy when you
hit
see them?
on girls. I'm married.
You're a liar. You're lying.
Okay.
You're straight up lying, dude. You are a liar.
I'm sorry, Jimmy. This is why I didn't want. I was protecting. I was
I was
protecting
right.
you.
Yeah, fuck yeah, I was right. Fucking asshole.
I didn't want you to come for this reason, and I warned you. I said, listen, you can leave.
Good luck with your wife.
Hold on. This, by the way, is resulting in the crew directly losing money as these live shows, we would donate the entire box office to the crew. And we did this twice a year. It was a significant source of revenue for them that's now been shut off out of fear.
On social media platforms, YouTube, and
I miss Jimmy.
Yeah, I mean, he was a big part of the show for a long time. But
Although he quit us, right? We didn't quit him.
well, we kind of told him to fuck off.
Well, his
came,
wife,
remember? He
wife
was-
put the kibosh on it.
Huh?
His wife was like, "No, we can't do this anymore."
No,
'cause
you're forgetting.
You're forgetting.
Yeah, you're forgetting.
I
a
do
big
forget
part.
what happened.
He was being a creep to a bunch of girls backstage at our last live show.
Right,
We
he was a
confronted him
creep.
on it.
Oh, right, and then his wife saw that.
Yeah.
His whole family had a
Well,
meltdown.
he came here after too, and then we screamed at him, and we got the
Yeah, he
parking
crashed
lot
the
video.
studio. He was
That I
like on
remember.
ice because of what he did, and then he just showed up uninvited.
And his wife yelled at me.
And that
on
was the
phone.
end.
Can we do a poll? How can we have him back on? He's a creep, yes, but like, so is it like, you know?
You can have him back on when I'm gone. How about that? Trade?
It's like that, huh?
No,
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
But is it like we know he's a creep? You know, that's.
I think you're forgetting the details. Honestly, he's.
Let me see.
Because like always knowing Jimmy, he always gave creepy vibes, but nothing was ever. Not that we really know, but then we found out. And
I
we-
just feel like just because he's a creep doesn't mean he doesn't have entertainment value. You know what I mean? Can you know what I mean?
You do whatever you want.
Well, I know that. But, we've been forced to hire a full-time guard at the office. Because everyone in the office was feeling unsafe.
I hear Jimmy Lee broke in.
He's not a good guy, Gabe. I just had an idea.
What's that?
We do need a new security guard.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if anyone could top the last one we had. Though.
Is this the big reveal after years and years?
What that? I didn't remember his name.
Swami.
Swami. Yeah, Swami got canned. Sorry, guys. 3 years late. He was being a little. And me and Hila are both waiting for our concealed carry license so that we can finally feel safe in public again. which is not easy to get in California, and it's going to take like over a year probably. And I usually choose not to talk about this stuff because the provocateurs who will revel in it, because this is their goal, right? They want me to be afraid. They want me to be in my house. They want me to avoid doing public events. They want me to cower.
Ethan's suing me. Ethan's stalking me. Ethan's all this.
Yup! I'm doing all that. I'll see you soon. If you thought I was joking, I hope those 3 copyright lawsuits put that thought to rest. Because every one of you motherfuckers that I said I'm coming for, enjoy the last moments of peace you have out there to the, I'm gonna say it. Noah Sampson, I didn't forget about you, scumbag. Daddy's watching and taking notes. And also, there's someone else special out there that thinks that they're safe and sound, bad empanada. You're not. I promise you I'd find you. And, a promise is a promise. Hiring a private investigator, a local private investigator to find out where he is, reaching out to advocacy groups and such like that. I think you can go to jail for being like anti-Semitic in Argentina. My point is, there's no problem. There's certain lines you cross, and you cross it with the wrong people, and that's what you did. Just wait. Just wait.
I'm gonna feast on ashes.
Yeah.
Just pour Nair on their faces.
So this is very much giving them what they want.
Ethan Klein has been posting about me nonstop on his Instagram story, and I want to talk about it. And I know as well that I probably shouldn't be responding because I know that this is what they want. Like, the people that they're targeting, they wait for a response and then they go crazy with that, right?
However, in this moment, I do feel the entire context of how language like this affects me and my family and my crew and everybody around me.
Ethan is flat out lying about me. I'm out in America and I'm, on tour and I'm doing these shows. And I just want to let everyone know to be a little bit careful whenever you're flat out sending Instagram DMs, basically threatening different tour stops that I'm doing under the basis of H3. Cannot threaten to do things to me at certain tour stops and then have Hila Klein and Ethan be the reason that you're so pissed that you want to do that. So first and foremost, I want to talk about Hila, because when Hila said that she wanted me to disappear, I am from Derry, I am from the north of Ireland. So the disappeared are those who were abducted, murdered, and secretly buried by Republicans during the Northern Ireland Troubles. Where am I from? There. So Hila Klein did not say that she wanted me to disappear from the internet. Hila Klein said she wanted me to disappear. My entire brand is being from Derry in Northern Ireland, and they don't get any backlash. But they are able to go on their platform and say that they want me to disappear when it is literally known that that is a term used for people where I am from and grew up, for them when they were abducted, murdered, secretly buried by Republicans during the Troubles. Now, this is not something that was from so long ago. This was literally when my parents were growing up, which is why all of their audience now are sending me threats to do with my tour. Because they don't care what they do with their platform. They are always going to be the victim in this. And by the way, from the disappeared, there's still people that haven't been found to this day. So don't dare ever use that terminology about someone who's literally from that place, Hila Klein.
Twitch has served as the most prolific source of leftist radicalization, terrorist propaganda, and anti-West sentiment. They foster, they elevate, they protect the most dangerous and inflammatory voices. And it's obvious to anyone paying attention that Twitch is being run by ideologues that agree with Hassan. And it's obvious to anyone who's paying attention, they use the terms of service as a form of political activism by harshly punishing people that they're opposed to and granting near total immunity to their allies like Hassan. The CEO has even stated on record that Hassan is his favorite streamer. In the past, there's been a coordinated pressure campaign against Twitch advertisers with some success, but the entire Twitch executive team remains protected despite the head of inclusive marketing. The head of inclusive marketing once tweeting out, what is the difference between a Boy Scout and a Jewish kid? And I'll give you a hint as to the answer. It's only one returns from camp. What's the difference between a Boy Scout and a Jewish kid? Only one returns from camp. The head of inclusive marketing at Twitch. Now, this person, as far as I'm aware, has faced 0 administrative correction and continues to this day to hold her position as head of inclusive marketing at Twitch. The irony is so thick, you could cut it with a knife. Now, while some sponsors have no doubt left, there's still enough remaining that Amazon has not been forced to intervene. And I would encourage anyone using Twitch to contact advisors as soon as they're served to you. If you use Twitch, if you're watching, when you get an ad, write them and say, hey, I would like to know why you are spending directly your dollars to support violent extremism. Why are you supporting a platform that sanctions, protects, safeguards, encourages, promotes language like what Hassan just deployed against Elon? And show them that. Why is Hassan on the homepage every day? Every day when I go there. Why? I want to give a shout out to AT&T, by the way, who recently has been telling people that they sponsor on Twitch that Hassan's not allowed.
Why aren't you doing the streamer games? AT&T is part of the sponsors, and AT&T doesn't fuck with me. It is what it is. Why?
So they asked Ludwig, Hassan's friend, who, by the way, who very bravely was like, hey, listen, buddy, you can't be in my videos anymore. I'm going to be your friend. I'm going to openly support you and you know, encourage you. My girlfriend's going to do a podcast with you, et cetera, et cetera. But AT&T, they're crazy. They don't want you in any of our videos. You know, shout out to AT&T. Let's see more of this and less of Hassan in these videos. I am encouraging you guys to pressure advertisers, to pressure Amazon, to pressure Twitch as a last resort.
There's the new snark some of you guys might know. It's called Leftovers H3. On that subreddit, you will find a slew of horrific personal attacks against private people being encouraged by the mods of the subreddit and being upvoted by the community, being embraced by the community. I would urge you guys to report. Once again, their conduct is absolutely beyond the, it's insane. Like, why should a subreddit be allowed to just like do personal harassment campaigns? I don't know what else to do. So maybe that is something.
This is a plea for sanity, that something be done before it's too late. On behalf of myself, my wife, my children, my crew, all whose safety has been compromised, to please help us stop this. This is madness. Thank you.